Welcome to an avenue where women can discover their worth, experience new beginnings, and feel what that lady boss feels like. Where women come together to empower one another, sharing stories collectively to influence women around the globe, to influence women to shine bright like diamonds. We are women, women of all colors and creeds, opening up our doors to and for one another to maximize our potential and to bring our dreams to reality so that we can sparkle with confidence. Where beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself and where failure is not an option. Now's the time for you to go for it. She Talks, providing an avenue where women can share their voice, innovate their thoughts, and influence the she that's inside us all.
I grew up in the city as well as in the western suburbs. I'm a lawyer. I am also an advocate. I have worked as a lobbyist for the city of Chicago, worked for 8 years in the mayor's office, and currently I work at an asset management firm. So I am very much tuned into building wealth and helping people to live out their dreams. And I also am a loose leaf tea company owner and an author of a children's book. I've wanted to be a lawyer honestly as long as I can remember, and the type of lawyer has varied over the years. One of the first lawyers that was put on my radar was Claire Huxtable from The Cosby Show. I wanted to be like her. And we also had a very close family friend who's a lawyer, and I actually got to watch her go through law school and get an idea of what that was like and see her build her career. And just as I got older, I became more and more certain that I wanted to be a lawyer. And like I said, the type changed several times, but and I actually feel like the type of law that I ended up doing was has become a dream job that I never dreamt, because it's not what I thought, but it's definitely what I should be doing for sure. So yes, always something I wanted to do. I was telling one of my friends that I wanted to open a tea shop, and she mentioned that I had to have my own in-house tea label if I was gonna have a tea shop. And I thought that was right on, a great idea. And I also realized that it could be not easier, but definitely a little more simple to have an online tea shop first and then open up a brick and mortar tea shop based on the online presence. So I started there, and I came up with the name Joy and Magic from talking to another friend about the brick and mortar, and we talked about what we envisioned it to look like and what kind of art there would be and how the decor would make people feel. And I told her I wanted to make sure that we could highlight local artists, and I would have space where other local creatives could either highlight their art or other products that they were making. And I said I wanted it to be filled with Black boy joy and Black girl magic. And that's when I was like, oh my God, that's it. That is gonna be it. It's gonna be joy and magic. And so I went through the internet trying to find anything that was joy and magic, just to see if, I'm like, does anybody else have this idea? Please don't let anyone have my name already. And they didn't. I didn't find anything on a tea company called Joy and Magic. So I jumped on it right away, got the Instagram, the Twitter, the website, and everything. So that's how we got to Joy and Magic. The movement has a lot of meaning for not only little Black girls, but also Black women who are still Black girls on the inside. And it really reinforces the importance of loving yourself and knowing that you can do and be anything. And it's just an empowerment label that I certainly hope that Black women and women of color, period, will take to heart and know that it means that they can do and be anything they want, and that they will use it to encourage others. And so it was important to me to weave that into what my brand is, because I want it to be something that people feel like they get, whether it's in the name of the different teas or the feel of the website, the feel of the social media, and something that they will use to encourage themselves and other women around them to do whatever it is they want to do, whether it's to be more successful within their current career, to try something new, to create their own business, anything they want, it should encourage them to know that they can do it. Well, I definitely hope and pray that other Black women know that we matter and we make a difference. Our dollars matter and our voice and our action matters. When we participate in whatever aspect it is in the economy and in our civics and communities in general, we definitely make a difference. And we've seen it in the last election cycle, it was Black women who made the difference. We get out there, we make sure that people are registered to vote, we get on the ground and we do what's needed. And a lot of these elected officials, they know that. When Black women are gonna spend money, especially in the beauty industry, or even if it's creating businesses, beauty or otherwise, our dollars matter. And we go out of our way to spend money on each other and for each other, whether it's in our own businesses or just in general for, gifts for our sisters and in our community. So we matter in the economy and we matter in our communities as well. Black women not only are the largest segment of Americans that are creating businesses, but we also are a very large segment of people who are creating nonprofits and organizations that help our community and pass on the gifts that we have. So we matter in major ways, and we are doing everyone a disservice when we don't participate. So it is important. We have to get out there. We have to do, and it's a lot to carry. It is, there's so much for us to do and so much that needs to be done. But when we do it together, the burden is lighter. And that's the best way to do it anyway. So I hope that we will all know how important we are and that we can move forward and make a difference together. So as far as the flavors, as I said, I've been drinking tea pretty much my whole life, so I have tasted a lot of flavors. And I had an idea of what I wanted as far as certain flavors within the collection, but then I also thought about different purposes to have within the collection as well. So I started there with the thought of definitely wanting to have a peach flavored tea, definitely wanted to have some, other fruity teas, but I also wanted to have something for everyone. So I had a basic black tea, a basic green tea, and then other teas that are mixtures of blacks or greens. I have an herbal tea, and so I wanted to make sure that there was a variety, but also, as I said, that there was purpose. And so, yes, all of the names have a purpose, whether it is what the tea should do for you or how the tea should make you feel. And some of the teas are for flavor. So this tea tastes good and you should just enjoy sipping it. And tea is inherently healthy, so even in the teas that are just created and offered for flavor, you still get the wellness properties of helping you to feel calm. Also teas are packed with antioxidants, they're anti-inflammatory, so you're getting those health benefits anyway. But then I also have teas for wellness. I have a cold and flu tea, also teas to give you energy with caffeine, teas to calm you down that are caffeine free. So I wanted to make sure, as I said, that there was something for everyone, both on the flavor and purpose side. Tea definitely has natural healing elements. It's something that was really important to me in creating the tea, and being certain that it was something that people were getting something good out of as well as enjoying. And my friends tease me a lot about being a witch doctor and having natural remedies for everything. But while I will not say that Joy and Magic is any sort of medical remedy, it does have natural healing properties. And I always say that the teas are carefully curated, and it is because I was very conscious of making the choices of flavors as well as leaf mixtures to be certain that the natural healing properties and the health and wellness properties of tea in general were definitely coming through in every flavor. Black Magic is a simple black tea. It's definitely created for people who are trying to drink less coffee and transition to tea, and it also pairs well with milk. So we just call it Black Magic because it's a plain black tea. I also have a Trusted Magic, which is a plain green tea. So no additional flavors, just like the Black Magic, and I call it's the green you can trust. So another one is Victorian Sass. One of my friends gave me that name because she said that that is the reflection of me. So I call that one the signature flavor of the collection. It is a peach herbal tea and has a bit of a strawberry flavor. So that one is just made for good tea sipping for the swanky tea drinker. Another one is Cold Magic. I also have recipes on my website where you can take your tea up a level. And the cornerstone of that is actually Cold Magic because it is the perfect base for a hot toddy. If you aren't feeling well, you can add natural and healing ingredients like lemon, cinnamon, honey, maybe a little brandy or whiskey if you think that will help. Also some mint, and it is perfect for becoming an elixir or a hot toddy to remedy your cold, flu, sneezing, any of that stuff. And then I have a tea called Joy and Wellness, which is a general wellness tea. It helps to just calm and also really it's packed with wellness properties. There's licorice root in the tea, lemon, spearmint, and other calming flavors. One other one is Joy and Sunshine. It's another fruity tea. It has a lot of flavor to it. It's something you can drink like on a sunny day, and there's a recipe that you can check out on the website to take it up a level too. Do it and do it scared. And a lot of times our destiny and the way that we are to have an impact on the people around us and the world in general is right behind whatever makes us the most scared. So if we're worried about people liking it or worried about being just another business in that same industry, we have to push ourselves to get over that and go forward. I mean, I always think about the bread aisle in the grocery store. Most of these companies don't care that there's 9-grain bread, there's wheat bread, there's 7-grain, there's 11-grain, there's whole wheat, there's rye, and there's a bunch of, there's white breads of all different sorts. And when you go down the bread aisle, you can make any choice that you want, and you can be dedicated to your specific bread, and you can try other ones. And it's the same with any other company or entrepreneurial experience. So if one bread company decided that they weren't going to do it because there's already so many breads, they'd never make it onto the shelf in the grocery store. And it's the same with any other company. There's a bunch of tea companies, but I certainly hope that people go out of their way to find and choose joy and magic. And so I think if anyone wants to get into their own entrepreneurial endeavor, you got to do it and you got to try. You don't know until you step into it, and you may have the next big thing, and you shouldn't hold that back from the rest of us who are waiting for the next big thing. My grandmothers were my original girlfriends. They are still my girlfriends today, but they also taught me at a very young age about friendship. I would go after ballet class on Saturdays. One of my grandmothers would take me to brunch, and maybe it was McDonald's, maybe it was somewhere else, but we would go and have a good time on Saturdays. As I mentioned with my great grandmother, we would have tea, and I can't imagine what we were talking about. I'm sure it was Sesame Street, but she made me feel like I was one of the girls. And we still do that today. I always enjoy calling and talking to my grandmothers, and for me, it is very much the same as talking to my friends. It's important to have a tribe around you, to make sure that you have people who can be a sounding board, who can just laugh with you, for sure. People that will support you, give you good ideas, give you good and honest feedback, and people that you don't have to censor yourself around. So you can tell them something like, hey, is this a crazy idea? Is this a dumb idea? And they will be honest with you, and you can know that it's coming from a good place, even if it may be a little bit sharp or harsh. Knowing that the people around you care for you and will support you no matter what is really important, and it's the only way that we can be successful in anything that we do. So I wrote the book Little Valerie and Her Big World of Options, and it is the first book of a series, and in the many journeys that Little Valerie will endure, she will learn about all the things that she can be when she grows up because she has so many options. So in this first story, she goes to school and she learns about numbers, and she asks her teacher what she can be when she grows up because she likes numbers. And her teacher tells her, "Oh, Valerie, you have so many options. You can be an engineer, an accountant, a coder, a teacher, you can be an investor. There are so many things you can do." And she gets excited about that, to know that she has so many options. And so she's like, "Well, when do I have to decide?" And her teacher tells her, "You have plenty of time and a lot more schooling before you get to that point." But she was just really excited. And that's something that I hope that little girls and boys too will be excited to know, because I think sometimes as a little kid you get caught up in the day-to-day of your little world and you don't know that there is a huge world out there around you, and there are many things that you can do and many ways that you can contribute and be successful, and there's no stone that you cannot turn.